Welcome to FlyEaglesFly News, where Eagles fans get the latest, fastest, and hottest updates. Hit subscribe and fly high with us. The NFL world has been absolutely shaken in the last 24 hours after whispers began circulating that the Philadelphia Eagles could be preparing one of the boldest moves in recent league history, a potential blockbuster trade targeting none other than Micah Parsons, the dynamic linebacker currently lighting up the field for the Green Bay Packers. According to sources close to the situation, several high-level meetings have taken place behind closed doors at the NovaCare complex, with Eagles executives reportedly doing the math on how to make the deal financially viable under the cap. While no official confirmation has surfaced, insiders describe the mood around the team as buzzing with anticipation, suggesting that this isn't just another off-season rumor. This might be a genuine attempt to reshape the NFC's balance of power. Parsons, a former first-round pick and one of the most feared defensive players in the game, would instantly transform the Eagles' front seven, adding unmatched versatility and explosiveness. Fans on social media have already gone wild, flooding Twitter and Reddit with mock-up images of Parsons in midnight green, imagining a defense that could rival the legendary units of the early 2000s. If this deal happens, it's not just big, it's seismic. Of course, where there's smoke, there's usually at least a spark of truth, and the talk around the league suggests that something significant might be brewing between Philadelphia and Green Bay. Reportedly, tensions between Parsons and the Packers' coaching staff have been simmering for weeks. Some reports claim that the linebacker has grown increasingly frustrated with his role in Joe Barry's defensive scheme, feeling he's being underutilized and mispositioned. Combine that with Green Bay's current cap constraints and the need to extend several key young players, and suddenly the idea of a trade doesn't sound so far-fetched. Meanwhile, the Eagles, fresh off a roller coaster season that saw flashes of dominance but ended in heartbreak, are said to be in win-now mode. General Manager Howie Roseman has never been shy about making bold moves, and this could be the latest chapter in his long list of headline-grabbing decisions. Parsons would bring the kind of high-energy, game-changing ability that Philadelphia has lacked since the departure of key veterans. If the front office can pull this off, the Eagles could reassert themselves as the NFC's most feared roster. What makes this rumor even juicier is that multiple sources around the league are hinting that the Eagles aren't the only ones sniffing around Parsons. Apparently, at least two AFC teams, believed to be the Ravens and the Bills, have made exploratory calls to the Packers' front office in recent days. But the connection between Philadelphia and Parsons seems to run deeper. He has long admired the Eagles' aggressive style of play and has publicly praised their defensive front in the past. It's even been noted that Parsons has several close friendships within the Eagles' locker room, including with Haason Reddick and Nakobe Dean, who both share off-season training sessions with him in Texas. Social media detectives have noticed that Parsons recently liked several posts related to the Eagles, adding fuel to the fire. While some fans dismiss these as harmless coincidences, others see it as the start of a digital breadcrumb trail that could point towards something real. And in today's NFL, where moves often start as whispers online before exploding into reality, no one is ruling anything out. The financial aspect, however, remains the biggest obstacle standing between dream and reality. Parsons, still on his rookie deal but approaching the end of his contract, is expected to command one of the largest defensive extensions in league history, potentially surpassing the $30 million per year mark. The Eagles would need to make some serious cap adjustments, possibly involving the restructuring or release of high-salary veterans to make room. Some analysts speculate that a package could include draft picks and a proven player, possibly from the offensive line or secondary. Others believe Green Bay might demand multiple first-rounders given Parsons' elite production and age. Still, for Philadelphia, known for its cap wizardry and aggressive front office maneuvering, no price might be too high if it means bringing home another Lombardi. And fans remember, when the Eagles traded for A.J. Brown, the rumor mill looked just as unbelievable, until it wasn't. From a football perspective, the potential fit is almost too perfect to ignore. Imagine a front seven featuring Micah Parsons lining up alongside Haason Reddick and Jalen Carter, creating a defensive nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. The Eagles' defense, already known for its physicality, could become an unstoppable force, capable of dominating both the trenches and the perimeter. Parsons' hybrid skill set, his ability to rush the passer, drop into coverage, and stop the run with equal effectiveness, aligns perfectly with the defensive flexibility that head coach Nick Sirianni has been seeking. It could also help cover up some of the secondary vulnerabilities that plagued Philadelphia throughout the past season. Insiders claim Sirianni and defensive coordinator Vic Fangio have been quietly obsessed with the idea of adding a player like Parsons, someone who can change the complexion of a game in a single snap. The thought alone has fans in Philly salivating and rivals nervous. If this happens, it's not just a trade, it's a declaration of war. Still, for all the hype, nothing concrete has emerged from either team's front office, which only adds to the intrigue. Both Green Bay and Philadelphia have remained publicly silent, offering the classic no-comment stance when pressed by reporters. But people around the league know that silence can often mean negotiations are alive and well. Sources say that late-night calls have been exchanged between top executives, and while nothing is finalized, framework discussions are indeed taking place. That phrase, framework discussions, is what sets social media ablaze. Every fanbase loves a good rumor, but this one feels different, heavier, more deliberate. If Parsons truly is on the move, this could be the kind of transaction that redefines not just the Eagles' future, but the balance of power across the entire NFL. And with trade deadlines looming, time is running out for both sides to make their intentions clear. As the speculation intensifies, fans and analysts alike are dissecting every piece of information, trying to separate fantasy from reality. What stands out most is how much this rumor resonates with the current state of both franchises. The Packers, once seen as perennial contenders, appear to be leaning into a soft rebuild around their young quarterback, focusing on future assets and financial flexibility. In that context, moving Parsons, as unthinkable as it sounds, might actually make sense if the return is massive enough. Meanwhile, the Eagles, who have been criticized for their defensive inconsistency, might see Parsons as the missing piece to reclaim their dominance. The story has turned into a media frenzy, with talk shows debating possible trade packages and insiders dropping cryptic hints. One well-known NFL commentator even claimed that the groundwork for something huge is already in motion. Whether that's true or not, the rumor has already achieved one thing. It set the league on fire and turned Parsons' name into the hottest topic in sports. Behind the scenes, there are rumblings that Micah Parsons himself might be open to a change of scenery. Those close to the player describe him as restless, eager to compete for championships rather than endure another year of rebuilding uncertainty in Green Bay. Parsons is known for his competitive fire, that relentless, almost obsessive desire to win, and sources claim he's grown impatient with what he perceives as organizational stagnation. His recent comments about wanting to be part of something special have only fueled speculation, especially when coupled with his social media activity. Some fans argue that he's simply being cryptic and playful, but others believe he's hinting at something deeper. If there's truth to these murmurs, the Eagles' aggressive front office might just be the perfect landing spot for a player of his caliber. After all, Roseman's reputation as a deal-maker is legendary, and if Parsons truly wants out, Philadelphia could give him both a fresh start and a legitimate shot at a ring. Adding to the intrigue, reports have surfaced that a confidential meeting between Eagles representatives and Parsons' agent took place earlier this week, allegedly at a private location in New Jersey. While both parties deny the encounter, several eyewitnesses claim to have seen familiar faces arriving at a luxury hotel near Cherry Hill. If that's true, it suggests the Eagles might already be exploring potential contract frameworks should a trade materialize. The NFL's tampering rules make these situations incredibly delicate, but as history has shown, where ambition meets opportunity, the lines often blur. The idea of Parsons donning midnight green has already taken on a life of its own, with fan-made jerseys selling out online and talk radio, and Philadelphia dedicating entire segments to the fantasy. Even former Eagles players have joined the conversation, with one ex-star tweeting, "If this happens, book your Super Bowl tickets now." Whether it's reality or just smoke, the narrative has already captured the city's imagination like few rumors ever have. On the Green Bay side, the response has been far more guarded. Team officials have remained tight-lipped, but sources close to the Packers organization indicate there's internal debate about whether keeping Parsons aligns with their long-term vision. Some decision-makers reportedly fear losing him for nothing down the line if he refuses to re-sign, while others argue that trading away a generational talent would signal a step backward. It's a delicate balancing act, the kind of dilemma that could define the franchise's direction for years. The Packers fanbase, fiercely loyal and passionate, is understandably divided. Some insist that Parsons is untouchable, the foundation of their defense, and a player you simply don't trade under any circumstances. Others, more pragmatic, point out that if the relationship is strained and the compensation astronomical, perhaps it's better to move on now. Whatever the truth, Green Bay's silence only deepens the mystery, leaving everyone wondering what's really happening behind those closed doors. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments, and let's talk birds. As trade chatter dominates headlines, one thing is certain: the NFL thrives on drama like this. Every rumor, every cryptic post, every league source, quote, adds another layer to a story that feels ripped straight from a Hollywood script. The Eagles have built a reputation for swooping in at the last possible moment to make stunning, aggressive moves, and fans can't help but hope this is another one of those situations. Meanwhile, analysts are running scenarios through salary cap simulators and draft trade calculators, trying to piece together a realistic deal. Some believe a package involving 2 first-round picks and a young defensive back could seal it. Others think it'll take even more, perhaps an established starter and a future pick swap. The possibilities are endless, and every new report seems to contradict the last. Yet, that's what makes the NFL offseason, or even mid-season trade season, so intoxicating. It's not just about football, it's about power, legacy, and risk. As the days go by, anticipation is turning into obsession. Every small update, a rumor from a beat reporter, a tweet from an insider, even a vague emoji from Parsons himself, sends fanbases into overdrive. The Eagles faithful can already picture the moment he steps on a Lincoln Financial field, crowd roaring, defense electrified. Packers fans, on the other hand, brace themselves for what could be a heartbreaking goodbye to one of the league's most exciting defenders. The truth is, until something official breaks, we're all just chasing whispers. But sometimes, whispers turn into headlines, and headlines become history. If this trade really happens, it won't just break the market, it'll redefine it. Micah Parsons to the Philadelphia Eagles would be more than a roster move. It would be a statement to the entire NFL that the Eagles are all in, the Packers are resetting, and the league's landscape is about to shift in a way no one saw coming. Rival fanbases are particularly vocal, with online forums, comment sections, and social media threads erupting in both outrage and incredulity, often turning into heated debates about fairness, bias, and the ethics of retroactive decisions. Analysts note that such widespread public scrutiny is rare, particularly when the league itself admits error, and that the implications extend far beyond a single game or team. Within the NFL, internal discussions reportedly continue regarding procedural safeguards, communication strategies, and potential reforms designed to prevent similar controversies, while maintaining credibility with both players and fans. Eagles players and coaches are reportedly handling the media frenzy with a mixture of cautious celebration and disciplined focus, aware that their actions and words are being dissected for both praise and criticism. The psychological landscape for rival teams has shifted, with heightened attention on strategy, motivation, and mental resilience, as they attempt to navigate both frustration and opportunity. Fans, analysts, and commentators continue to debate the ethics, legality, and strategic consequences of the league's decision, creating an ongoing, almost theatrical narrative that spans social media, television, and traditional reporting. The story has become more than a single play. It is now a lens through which the entire league, its officiating practices, and its culture of accountability are being scrutinized, analyzed, and debated with an intensity rarely seen in professional sports. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.